I too get excited for breakfast. Should I go grab it? Gerry, I saw that little tail flick. You're a grumpy boy today. Okay, good morning, Palin. How you feeling? How you doing? How be do? Hello. Oh. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try and one-handedly grab pellets without dropping stuff. I have a little baby boy trying to grab it already. Hello. Here we go. La 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 la. Oh, my shadow. My shadow. There we go. Good morning, Hetland and Tredpus Zara and Steve and David and Revan. Getting there slowly helps that I've had some proper sleeps the last few days. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're doing a bit better. I hope everyone else doing okay too. And didn't miss the bunnies too much yesterday. So yesterday I got called in for morning Cyan, morning Hansan. I got called in for a recording in the morning and Alex was at home, so I had to go into the office. And I got into the office at like 10 and then I did the recording until like 1 and then I walked to the library where I saw Rhys Darby on the way, which I was very excited for, but I was too shy to to ask for a photo. I just saw him go by and was just like, Rhys Darby! I was on the phone to Alex at the time, so I was just like, I just saw Rhys Darby! And then, so I went to the library to pick up the book club book, and it turns out that my book wasn't even there. When I checked, I thought it had said that it had arrived, and then when I checked on the like the library website, it was like in transit, and book club is this Sunday. So I was like, well, my hands, I hope you all appreciate, my hands were tied. I had no other choice. I simply had to go to the bookshop and buy books because what else was I to do? I had no choice. Did you get a new rug? No, it's just, so I got this big stack of carpet to replace the bunny stuff with. I just put one of those there so Gerry can get across the slippy. Hansan, I only used like one of the insults in the end because the opportunity never really arose. But I did enjoy them. I wrote them all down in my notebook. But Chris, thank you very much for the 59 months. Thank you. It was I think that's the thing with like first sessions of things is you're still getting like the feel for a character. So the opportunity didn't guess you're gonna have to use some Cappy Craft, yes. I only bought 2 books and one of them was a buy one get one half price. So I did spend a while looking for another book and I was like, do you know what? I'm actually going to be good. And then it turned out that I had £10 on my Waterstones card and I still had £1.57 on my book club book token, world book voucher token thing. And so one of the books was essentially free. So really, I only bought one book when you think about it. But the fact that it was only free because of how many books I had to buy to get that much on a Waterstones card. Oh, Snotty boy. Hang on. Let me grab it. You're not going to like this. I might need both hands. Hang on. Lean on my knee. Gerry, come here, baby boy. I know. I know he doesn't like it. He's got such a sensitive little snooter. My poor little baby boy. She's like, don't speak to my husband or me ever again. I'm sorry, Fifi. There we go. There we go. Oh, did I say good morning, Rob? Good morning, Rob. Bunstream tagged us first playthrough and no backseat. Yes. I mean, well, it's not the first time I've had bunnies. These are third and fourth bunnies I've had the honour of looking after. So it's not even first playthrough. It's first playthrough of life. As far as I know. Maybe it's not. But yeah. I guess I wouldn't mind backseating if people have bunny advice that's useful. I guess as a animal parent, you're always looking to improve how you do things. Hey, Jepper. I thought he was going to be in a bit of an adventuring mode today. But I think he just wanted breakfast. And now he's done. Can't decide if it wants to be warm today, I think. Get the feeling it will be another warm one. Megalomaniac, thank you very much for the 63 months. Good morning, how you doing? Hello, snotty boy. Will you let me get your snoot? Come on, Andrew. Why do people keep saying at my age I've never been this old before? It's true. How are we meant to know how to? Fifi is just currently helping herself to... I got them a box of oat hay to try. And she is definitely trying it. I think she thinks she's doing something naughty because she's taking it out of the box. But I've literally been putting a pile of it in with them every day. Either that or she just really likes it, I suppose. But she doesn't eat the tops of it. She only eats half. She'd chew it down to the oaty bit and then spit it out. Bliss. Okay. Gerry, you gonna let me get your nose? Because I don't want you feeling snooty. Oh, so anyway, yes. So I got my book club book and then I sat in... Well, I went and got some lunch, but it was... Oh, heaven's sake. She's not even pretending to be stealing now. She's gone full inside. Are you okay? There we go. I got it. I know you're unimpressed. Yeah, I thought as it was quite a short book, that's why I've left it so long, because I thought, oh, I can try and get it from the library. But it turns out I cannot. So I went and got some lunch, and the place I finally decided to get lunch from, I walked there, and just as I got there, the lady was like putting up a sign saying she was going on a 5-minute break. So then I ended up having to just sit outside in the sunshine waiting. But I finally got my lunch, and I went and I sat in Queen Square and I just read for ages, which was really nice. Because I was thinking, should I come home between recordings? But yeah. Ended up staying out, and then I was recording until 10 p.m. So I was out from 10 till 10 yesterday. Big long day. I think Gerry wants some of the hay. He's trying to form an orderly queue. No. Did you manage to get some? There is Fifi hogging it all. Hello, is she not letting you have any? Oh, Gerry, hang on. Do you want any of this, Gerry? There we go. Are we getting some more Bronchi TTT madness anytime soon? No, I think I've only done one TTT recording this year, and it's already... Oh my... That was you that did that. You can't be shocked at the sound it made when it was you. um, she's so like, my goodness, whatever could have that been? So yeah, no TTT with me, and I think it's all out. It was the werewolf and the wheelboy ones. What am I reading at the moment? So our book club book is Less by Andrew Sean Greer, which is our July book. Lucy, thank you very much for the follow. And we're meeting to discuss it on Sunday, so I've got to kick myself up the bum to make sure I actually do a lot of reading this week. If I had known that it wasn't going to be in the library, I could have just bought it earlier. And because it felt really weird not reading a book over the weekend. I even started to just read the introductions to books because I was like, well, technically that's not actually the book. So I can just be introduced to the book formally before I actually read them. But I've planned my next 3 books now, and I've already got them, so I don't have to take any more pauses. Is he gonna eat the hay bit? I mean, they seem to just be leaving the top bits at the moment. Maybe Gerry will have all of it. Nope. It's like you leaving your vegetables, bunnies. Thank you. Thank you, Fifi. Yeah, they just seem to like the stalky bits and the leafy bits, but not the not these top bits. Oh no. Some are okay, I guess. You've not had yours, Gerry. What about this bit? That's got a nice leaf on it. Good morning, Hannah. How's it going? No more comforting sound as a bunny parent than the sound of them enjoying hay. Just knowing that it means everything's ticking over. It's like the best kind of ASMR. Hay nibbles. I like it when they're both eating hay and I can just stick my head between them and get it in stereo. He is a very polite young bun. I have a home update if that's okay. Oh yeah, because am I right in thinking that the one you were fostering got adopted? Hello, Fifi. You're the best kind of weird. What do you mean? It's very normal. I think bunny parents are A very specific brand of weird. I think you have to be. Look at this good boy eating his hay. What a good little angle. There was one thing yesterday in the recording. I did the classic thing of choosing to do an accent that I'm not good at. I had hubris, I do believe. And I regretted it very early on. But by that point, I'd made a choice and I had to stick with it. And it kept going wrong. And then there's one word that I pronounced really wrong. And then all I could think about for like 5 minutes was how bad it had gone. and I just wanted to be like, by the way, I do know how to say this word. I just want people to know that. But by that point, it was too late. I should have played a character called Hubris because I did have that. Let's make a bunny ASMR channel. I would be down for that. One word you pronounce really wrong, I would not know how that feels, Alex. No. I love that. I still call Alex. Alex! Got some of our friends do it as well now. It's passed on. What accent did you pick? Well, I was told that I was from like a Germanic place, so I was just like, should I try and do German? And they were like, yeah, sure, do German. And it turns out I cannot do a German accent. So I was like, I should have realised that I should have at least practiced before I tried to do it for 3 hours. Oh well. It's my most embarrassing thing for years now. No, it's the creation of a meme. You should be proud. The proud parent of a meme. Good morning, Rob. Morning, Firefly. Oh, yes, he's gone to a home. I currently have a baby from one of the 500 who's incredibly shy and hides from me. But last night she came up while I was sprinkling the spoon of food around the enclosure. I don't know if you do this too, but I always offer, would madam like a choice from the spoon? A dessert tray in a fancy restaurant. She always runs and says no, but yesterday she was so brave and grabbed a selection. Ah, that is improvement. That's how like Artemis started being. She was like very, very shy, and I do the offering of the little, I mean, for me it's like a little scoop because I get food from Roadie Pet and they give you a little scoop, and I will offer the scoop and just see like, oh, do you want to have a little selection, a little easy piece before I scatter feed it and you have to forage? I am well, the thing that I was told was, even if the accent was bad, it's canonically that character's accent now, so it doesn't matter because I get to create that. So there you go. And I am learning German, but I'm really bad with the pronunciation. And also, I tend to say it in what I would consider a very Scandinavian way rather than a German way. I guess that's the problem with learning on Duolingo, is that there's times when you do the speaking bits and I know I've said something completely wrong and it's just like, yeah. Like, really? I know it's wrong and I said it. But yeah, it would just be like, ding, congratulations. So yeah, definitely something I could work on. But there is like Rosetta Stone that I could try instead. I don't know if that teaches you any better. I think that teaches you in a more like, whereas Duolingo is quite hand-holdy, I think Rosetta Stone is meant to be a bit more like you just get given the things and you have to try and work out what it means without it telling you. And it does also have some like, you do use your mic to talk to it, so it knows. Usually a ham takes like 2 spoon items and then goes, but she pouched the entire teaspoon of her food. Oh my gosh. Saves a job for later. Good morning, Doodles. Morning, Limewood. Wait, did I know that bunnies need what? Bunnies, what did I say? What did I say? There's very loud construction shaking my entire apartment. This is saving me right now. Oh no. Yeah, Duo literally will be just like, yeah, close enough. You've said words and we'll praise you for that sort of thing. I've been learning German for 9 years and despite speaking it almost daily, I still have a horrid Slavic accent. I mean, it's one of those things that even if I think I'm doing an okay accent, it would probably, again, be the hubris of thinking it. Good morning, Dave. Oh, our notification says, did you know that bunnies? Okay, I remember saying that yesterday. It's because it is Rabbit Awareness Week this week. And I we just wanted people to be aware. So I set the alert to, do you know that bunnies? Just so that people could be aware. I've been trying to watch some German Bluey to get used to listening to the words. Oh, good morning, Turkey. Sorry, I was accidentally scrolled up for ages, so I'm scrolling my way through slowly. Cow, thank you very much for the 36 months. Where's our PowerPoint presentation? Oh my goodness. I could pull out the old one if I can find it. What was that for? That was for a charity thing, wasn't it? Was that for a September charity stream? Was it for something else? Was it for earlier this year? I can't remember. Honestly, time is a weird construct. To be fair, English people living in America for 10 years and vice versa still have their accents. Yeah, it's just, I thought it was for last year's Bunny Awareness, or maybe, I don't remember if I did a fundraiser for it last year. I don't know. You okay, bunnies? Is any part of you keeping cool? Maybe a little part. You got the teeny tiniest bit on the ice pod. Oh yeah, there's a slight cold patch on the boy. But yes, thank you for the follow. I could do another PowerPoint presentation. I don't really know what I would present. I had so many plans. I was so sad because I literally had like pages and pages of my notebook that were dedicated to all the things I was going to do for Rabbit Awareness this week. And this was like over a month ago that I started planning. And then I just got ill and was unable to do any of it. I had like videos I was going to do, streams I was going to do. And now I'm like, if I can do a bunny stream, that'll just have to be it. So here we are, looking at Benui. I found a good tuft. Look at that. Gerry, I've stolen your floof. It's mine now. So I've already planned for next year, yeah. Or it might be stuff that I do in September, because I always do a fundraiser in September for the bunnies. So Oh, I thought I'd found another one, but I think it's just the tail end of the old one. Sometimes I'm really wobbling you, Gerry. I don't think he's on steady ground. There you go. I think he's going to start getting his molt skirt in soon. I can sort of see the line forming. Oh, I found a good one now. Look at that. Oh, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Sorry. Anyway, I'm back in the room. Pretty sure people watching this stream are already aware that bunnies exist. Yeah, I think it's just like the particulars of bunny things. Like the focus tends to be different every year with Rabbit Awareness Week. But yes. But the main focus. Are you aware how fun it is to like slowly help with their molting? Because that's something you should be very aware of. It's very calming. Very calming indeed. Okay, I'll leave him alone now because I don't want to over defloof him. But you can see the molt line just coming in here. I guess it's that time of year again. By which I mean all time of year. It tends to be a focus on space, how much space they need, a hutch not being enough, because I think a lot of people growing up when they had bunnies in the 90s and before, and sadly even now, people just think, oh, I can just put them in a hutch in the garden and they'll be fine. And it's like, nope. That's like they need so much more space than I think people realize. And it really bothers me when I still see in like TV and adverts and films and games where people have they've just put like, oh, let's put a hutch in, let's just put a cage in for a guinea pig, let's just put a tiny cage in for a hamster. And I'm like, no, you need to normalize the fact that they need a lot more space. Because you always get this thing of people have these stories of like, oh, I had a bunny and they were really aggressive. And it's like, no, they were just angry and scared all the time because they didn't have the proper living conditions. Whereas if you had given them what they needed to thrive, they would have been able to, relax and feel safe and show their personality a lot more. So there's a big focus on Stardew. Yeah, Stardew gives bunnies the space they deserve. They get a whole coop. I had a huge problem when I was a kid. My parents put them in a little backyard thing, ate through the metal grating, and then gnawed a hole out the back garden. There you go. See, that's the thing. But yeah, they need proper space, proper secure space. If you're going to have outdoor bunnies, it needs to be properly secured from escape and predators. And so yeah, it'll be diet as well. Diet will be a big focus because I think a lot of people just go, bunnies eat carrots, and carrots are actually quite bad for bunnies. They have a high sugar content. You're better off giving them the carrot tops. Then there'll be focus on like companionship, how it's important that you bond your bunnies. And give them at least one friend. Some do better in big groups. And the fact that bunnies are exotic is something that I think people don't know a lot of the time. Like they need an exotic vet rather than just, your standard domestic vet will just do dogs and cats, really. That's all they really know how to deal with. They might know a little bit about bunnies and rodents, but it's not enough. So you need to see a proper exotic vet. Vaccinations, even if you have indoor animals in your care, you should still get vaccinated, because so many of the diseases that they're vaccinated against travel in on the ground, and they don't just stop at your front door. They come in with you. So even if they're indoors, and even if you have indoor animals, it's still very important to microchip them as well, because you never know what's going to happen. So it's just best to be safe with that. And what's the other thing they focus on? Enrichment. So having things that help to encourage the natural behaviors of bunnies and keep their bunny brains entertained, especially when you have a bunny like Fifi who needs a lot of entertainment, otherwise she'll do crime. Or crime is her entertainment as well. You never know. Has there ever been a case of a bunny being better by themselves? If a bunny was raised alongside a different animal, would it act like that different animal or vice versa? So the first question, very, 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 very rarely. But I guess yes. One of the vets, who is one of the exotic vets where I used to work, she had a solo bunny, and she tried with like 12 partners, and the bunny rejected them all. There is an argument that people would say that there is a bunny out there for everybody, but some bunnies do make it very difficult. But she said that she always felt bad because she was like, obviously every day, every time she saw bunnies, pushing for them to be bonded, and then having a solo bunny. She was like, you're really not helping me. You're not the poster bunny for bunnies, sort of thing. But it's very rare. Usually, because the thing is, like, essentially, as much time, like I had Genevieve before, and Genevieve tried bonding with like 5 other bunnies before she, and I could have easily given up, but she bonded with little Gerry. So sometimes you just have to go with, like, I think it's a case of going with a rescue that does bunny-led bonding as well, because a lot of people will go like, I have a 2-year-old lionhead boy, I will get a 2-year-old lionhead girl. And it's like, sometimes you have a tiny little lionhead and they want to bond with a 4-year-old Flemish giant, or they want to bond with an 8-year-old Rex or a Netherland dwarf. Or, you never know what the, like, matching with age and breed and even temperament doesn't work. So it's important to just let the bunny pick who they want to be friends with, rather than doing it on like aesthetics. But yeah, usually, because if you think about it, even if I spent the time that I'm awake for with a solo bunny, that's still a long time over the night that they're alone for. Also, bunnies will help to clean like each other's private parts, and unless you're willing to be grooming that for them, maybe get them a partner. And also, they'll understand each other's bunny language better than a human ever will. Like, they'll be able to pick up on what's going on in another bunny's head better than we can. So, what was the other question? Hang on, I'm scrolling up and I've been abandoned. Gerry's returning to hay. What did it do? If a bunny was raised alongside a different animal, would it act differently? See, I saw this video yesterday that was someone saying, look, my bunny was raised alongside cats and now they act like a cat. Here they are getting the zoomies. And I was just like, bunnies get the zoomies. And what was the other thing they said? They were like, oh, they keep jumping up on things like cats. And I was like, no, Bunnies jump up on things. Famously, very good jumpers. um. So yeah, I think bunnies would essentially act the same. I mean, bunnies are very different anyway. I mean, look at the difference between Fifi and Gerry. Like, they all have very different personalities. So I don't think it would affect them too much. I think they're still going to be bunny at the end of the day. But I would not recommend mixing bunnies with any other species. I guess that's another thing that Rabbit Awareness Week will focus on. A lot of people will be like, I put my bunnies and my guinea pigs in together. And it's like, no, you should never do that. Really, you shouldn't mix them with cats or dogs. I know some people have done that and it's been okay, but I personally would never risk it. But yeah, bunnies can give diseases to guinea pigs that will kill them. They also have very powerful back legs that can really, like, if they do a flicky feet when they're grumpy, that can really damage guinea pigs as well. So best to not keep them together with anything else. Just the bunny plus bunny is the way. What did you ask, Limewood? Might be too stressful too many times if it fails every time. How often is okay to try bonding? Again, that really depends on the bunny. Like, if you're trying to bond them and it's stressing them out and then they're getting signs of, like, what's she up to? Of like gut stasis every time, and it's just really, like, because we had that when we, like, before we knew we couldn't bond in a third. When we were trying to bond in a third, and I was like, it got to the point where I thought, this is risking Gerry and Fifi's bond now, and they already have a partner. So I thought, do you know what, I'm not going to risk it anymore, because it was causing too much stress between them. So I guess with times like that, but I guess if you have a solo bunny, how often did I try with Genevieve? I would always leave it like a little bit in between. Morning, Dunk. To let her calm down, and looking back, I would have done it a lot differently. I think, knowing bunnies as I know them better now, there are big mistakes that I made when I was trying to bond Genevieve that I think really didn't help with the process. But, you know, we got Gerry out of it. So, all's well that ends well, eh? Wouldn't have met you otherwise if she had have bonded with a different bun. I've made his nose go away. Gerry is okay, I'm sorry. I think because I touched his whiskers, he's really tensed up now. I'm sorry, baby boy. Hello, Fifi. Please do not jump on the boy. There you go. Oh, bless he. But I think the thing is, like, with any, like, animal that you take care of, you are going to make mistakes. And you just have to, you know, learn from them and not let it hold you back from learning and implementing changes in the future, which is what I did when I bonded these bunnies. I have seen cats successfully. Cats thought they were dominant by grooming bunnies, thought they were dominant by being groomed, but never a guarantee. Yeah, I think that is a bit of a... I don't know how true that is, because bunny grooming is a bit more complicated than that. And urban myth, that's the word I'm looking for. I think, yeah, that the grooming compatibility of bunnies and cats is a little bit of a an urban myth. Because especially as, like, bunnies have very very delicate skin. And I would imagine that a cat with their big raspy tongues, I can't imagine that's the best thing for them. Um, and also just like, a cat style of playing is very different to a bunny style of playing. And if there's a misunderstanding between them, that could be dangerous. Like cats obviously having claws as well. It's just yeah. And cat bites can be nasty. Very, very nasty. So yeah, I think personally I would not risk it. But yeah. In the end of the day, a cat is a predator, so I would say never. Yeah. Because I think because bunnies sometimes they groom to there's basically the best thing to learn with bunnies is that everything you know, assume the opposite as well is also true. So Rudy, thank you very much for the 56 months. Hey everyone, got sent home from work because I'm feeling sick. I hope everyone is well and you're doing good, Brenny and the buns. Oh no, I hope you feel better soon. You rest up, you take care of yourself. So when bunnies are bonding, they will put their heads down on the floor. And this can either mean I am the dominant one, you groom me, we'll sort this out, we've decided, let's just get this over with. Or it can mean I'm submissive, I'm putting my head down, if you groom me, we've established this, and all is well. And it's just one of those things that you're like, this is why it's important to have another bunny, because another bunny will understand those things, whereas I'm like, what are they doing? I don't know. They're figuring it out for themselves. Have you ever cared for any of your bunnies from when they were babies? So the youngest bunny I've ever adopted was 2. Gerry was 2 when I got him, and I think Genevieve was around 2 when I got her. So Gerry's still 2 to this day. So I never looked after baby bunnies. The main difference is that when you get baby bunnies, they do go through a sort of teenage phase where, the thing that scares me is the fact that you obviously have to get them spayed and neutered. And I've never had to deal with a bunny that I've cared for being put under a full anesthetic. So I guess that's the scary bit. But they also go through, the boys will go through I'm a big boy now. I'm gonna spray pee up the walls and I'm gonna start humping everything and I'm a bad boy. Which tends to calm down once you take the little fun nuggets away. But by the time I've looked after bunnies, they've already been through that. Because there's another thing that some people might say, oh wait, I used to describe buns as closer to cats than guinea pigs when it comes to keeping them as pets in terms of effort and money. Do you have any ways to explain buns to new owners? I think, oh yeah, there's a question about a bunny's for a first time bunny parent. There isn't a particular breed, I would say, that, because you get, look at Fifi, she is chaos, and I thought this is what Rexes are like, and then I had someone say I've always had Rexes and they've always been the calmest bunnies I've ever had. And I guess it's one of those things that the best way would be to go to a rescue and ask them, because sometimes they will have spent time with them in foster care and they'll be able to say, this bunny is very cuddly and likes meeting new people and doesn't have any behavioral things that would be for a more experienced bunny owner. So yeah, I think generally just go to a rescue and they will have already sussed out what the bunny is like. Obviously, they might be different with time or in a different environment, but rescues will have a good idea. But that's one of the things that always confuse me when I have friends who get cats and they're like, I'm going to get a kitten so I know what they turn out like. And I'm like, that's like just, saying I'm going to get a gachapon so I know what's in it. You never know how a cat's going to turn out. I've known cats that have been the most pampered little babies and they're such rascals when they grow up. And then you get ones like Taboo who have lived on the street and they're the softest little gentle babies. Like, you just don't know. You don't know until they're grown up how they're going to turn out. But yeah, what was the other question I was asked? Oh, yeah. So very often people will say, like, it's easier to bond a baby bunny into, because they're babies and the adults will be gentler with them. But then the problem is you bond them and then you have to take them away from each other whilst the one is getting neutered or spayed, and then they go through their little hormone phase. So even when you do that, it's a bit complicated. So still worth doing. I don't ever want to put people off of bonding. It is a nightmare, but it's so worth it. When you get to see your bunnies cuddling, you forget. It's like when people have a baby and they're like, it's the most painful, horrendous thing in the world. But as soon as you hold them, you forget that. It's like that with bonding bunnies. It's so stressful. But as soon as they cuddle, you're like, what stress? It was fine. It was the best thing I ever did. So yeah, definitely recommend it. My little ginger kitten was such a cutie and now he's a dickhead. Isn't that just ginger cats? Aren't they meant to be a bit... I mean, Hastings is lovely. But every time I see a video of a ginger cat being mean, all of the comments will be like, yep, definitely a ginger cat. I'm like, oh, I always thought they were so soppy. I guess because of only knowing Hastings. Well, now I know Pip. And he can be naughty. He can be a naughty boy. My ginger cat was the nicest, most tolerant cat. More of a Hastings than... He's just a quiet, gentle boy. I feel like I've rambled on for a long time, but I guess that is the point of Rabbit Awareness Week. This... Bunny. I hope you're all taking notes. Bunny. Good little guy. Good little guy. But yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions about bunnies and bunny care. Because, I mean, back in my day, when I was first looking after animals back in the 90s, all you could do was like rent one book from the library and hope that the information was true, and most of the time it was not true. Morning, Tom. If you were a bunny, what kind of bunny would you be? I don't know, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm very Gerry, and then sometimes I'm like, I'm very Fifi. I think inside you there are two bunnies. And one is a cuddly boy that just wants to flop on a nice pod, and one is crime. And just sometimes one bunny wins over the other. Coney Island is named after the older word for bunnies, which is Coney. It's related to the German word Kaninchen. Yeah, because a lot of the Swedish word is that Kanin? Like a lot of European words for bunny start with that sort of sound. Whereas the good old bags of rabbit food that was just full of treats. Oh, yes, that's the other one, is that you shouldn't feed them muesli mix, because bunnies are little sugar fiends and they will just pick out the bits that they like and eat just those. But I don't want people to get put off thinking like, oh my gosh, bunnies are so delicate. If I do this wrong, that's it. And be put off of getting bunnies, because my first bunny, when I was a child, he free roamed in the garden. We tried putting him in a hutch, as was, we didn't know any better. He refused to go in, so he free roamed in a garden that was completely unprotected, and I grew up next to a wood. So the fact that he survived is a miracle. We used to feed him muesli food because that was all that was available at like the one pet shop in my tiny little town. And not only that, but I would pick out his favourite bits because I'm like, he only eats these bits, so I'll just pick them out for him. Apparently, when I was a child, I used to go into the garden with bowls of cereal and just share that with him as well. And he lived to like 9. So, sometimes you don't realise you're doing something wrong. Oh my gosh, Rob, thank you for gifting out 5 gift subs to Felon, Furry Crime, Melderon, Neutral, Power Moose, and Blue Sub. Thank you. They got wild greens. He ate everything in the garden. My parents used to go mad that he would just like, there was a time that they had these really tall flowers that they were really proud of growing, and they were just looking over and they just started like falling, and he was just chewing them at the bottom. He didn't even eat them. He just chewed them at the bottom and watched them fall over. He was just a menace. But, he was lovely. Fifi's trying to attack the rowing machine. Do you want me to move it for you? I can move it out your way, because I think you're stuck behind it at the moment, aren't you? Hang on. There you go. Mother's so strong, so powerful. I should give you bunnies your whatchamacallit, your vegetables. How many vegetables do they eat? I try and give them a mixture of like 3 different things a day. Sometimes if I've not planned my shopping well, they'll only get one thing. But today they have romaine lettuce, cauliflower leaves, dill, and mint. It's just a little variety. But lettuce is another one that's like a bit like, they shouldn't have iceberg lettuce. Just the very, very dark green lettuce is like that. Lima, thank you for gifting us up to the Blue Cross. And Hannah specifically, thank you. One of our Jevils was a prolific escape artist. We had a weird drip behind the fridge thinking it was a leak, but it was her stamping because she got herself stuck. Oh no! Let me take this out the bowl for you bunnies. This is a new blanket that I just bought them, and it's already got minty dribble on it. So it's officially the bunnies. Oh, I just got. I think one of them must have been really watery. I just got so flicked with water from the lettuce. Oh, Fifi. Thank you for that. It's like a 4D experience, this. Well done, bunnies. Was that nice? The bunnies can't have celeriac, I don't think. I don't think they... There are some vegetables that I think are maybe too, like, starchy and too, yeah, I'm not, like, there aren't many actual... I tend to go with leafy greens rather than actual vegetables, I guess. They can have, like, a little bit of... Like, when it's Christmas, I make them, morning Laura, morning Lazy Butt. I'll make them like a little Christmas dinner that will have like a couple of sprout leaves and a bit of parsnip and then some carrot peeling. But yeah, I won't do the potatoes or anything. Those sorts of things they can't have. I don't know about celeriac, if it's like related to, because it's like a potato that tastes of celery, so I don't know which one. Oh, I've been abandoned. He's run away. Don't you run away too? I guess it's time for me to head off, actually. Got to go record Comfort Zone. But yeah. There's one more thing I was going to say about bunnies. What was it? Oh, yes. It is very important to get them, to get your lady bunnies spayed, because the risk of, like cervical problems in bunnies is really, really like crazy high. So even if you have two bonded ladies and there's no risk of a boy being anywhere near them, still best to do it. Yeah. Yep. Just like the risk of what's it called? Pyometra in dogs, similar in bunnies. So yeah, very important. Anyway, I will run away and hope that you feel you have bunny knowledge and that can be shared with the world. And and if ever anyone you know is thinking of getting bunnies, you can say, you should think about this. But yeah. How do you keep your place so clean? It's just because it's zoomed out. If you zoom in on any particular area, you see hay everywhere. Like, look. Hay. Hay. There's just no escaping it. Shall we go to Doik? Hello, Jishi. It's very much leaking out of their room at the moment because they have that little hay box that they keep on stealing from and dragging it everywhere. Look at this baby boy. Baby boy. Baby boy. Baby boy. Baby boy. Hello. Why have you decided to go over there instead? Like, Mother, it is past 11. I'm off the clock. I shall no longer be working for you. Doik has said they had to leave early. Oh, okay. Wait. And we can go to the otters then. Shall we go to the otters? Otters is very lovely as well. doesn't want to focus on Fifi. She's somehow moving so quickly that she is blurry. Well, everyone, I hope, including you, Fifi, I hope you have very wonderful days. I won't be doing a stream later because I've got a doctor's appointment. The only one I could get was at 2:20, and I was just like, well, that's sort of right in the heart of the smack of the dab. So I will be back tomorrow with another Banui stream though. And maybe if I get bored later, I'll just do a stream anyway in the afternoon. But yeah, look after yourselves and be good, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.